What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Deuce MS. This is Farmer Deuce. If you're watching on YouTube later, if you're not, then welcome here on Twitch. I appreciate you coming to hang out with me today. Much appreciated. I know I'm a little later than I wanted to be starting the stream. My bad. I was trying to get dinner figured out for tonight. We didn't make a plan for tonight. We got to make a menu for the rest of the week and stuff. Normally we do that on the weekends. I don't know if you guys meal prep or not, but it seems to make things go a whole lot smoother when you plan out your week, 2 weeks, month, whatever it is. So I was trying to get that figured out for tonight. Hope you're doing well, South Moon, Crystal, welcome. Spiderette, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so we're back. We're baling, and right now Jimmy's down here planting field 10 in soybean. As you can see, we're gonna have all the money beans in the ground. Smokey redeeming the 500 in-game cash monies. Heck yeah, I'll take it. Thank you much. Appreciate that. All the pennies help for sure. Jeremy, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'll take that 500 in-game cash monies. Heck yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. Had a good time over on Medieval Dynasty today. If you guys like any of the Dynasty games or survival games or city builders in general, or just other types of simulators, go check out the main channel, youtube.com/DeuceMS. Find me there. All my links are below. Go check them out. Head on over to Linktree. You can find all of my updated links constantly. Links may change in the description below over time, so if you're wondering, just hit Linktree. It's the best place to find all of my current stuff, because this may be posted on YouTube 2 years from now. So if you want to find my current links, go check them out there. I will likely still be using Linktree if it's still around. All links, one tidy place. Super easy. Not sponsored or paid or partnered or anything. It's just a little website that puts all of your links in one little nice row for you. And easy to grab. But we're gonna be making silage bales out of this. Soybeans planting over there should be good to go. I need to jump on and check. My crops are probably ready on my main farm if somebody hadn't already harvested, which could be possible. Again, community farm. We're on eastern North Carolina. My farm is open to anybody that wants to jump on and play. More than welcome to on my farm. If you want plenty of trees to cut, I've got some bids on some land right now. Hopefully it holds up. It may not. I don't know. We'll have more trees to cut down, and we'll have some more fields to work if we get that new property. So should be a good step forward, hopefully, in the very near future. I don't know if any bids got put in on anything else. I hope they did, because bids end tonight. So, and if you own a farm, if you own one of the 3 other farms on the multiplayer server, you may want to check the land bids tab right under the info tab there. The channel tab, whatever, same thing. In the Discord under Farming Simulator, to make sure you put your land bids in to see what you can bid on, or see what you want to bid on. You gotta get those in before tonight. I will be putting that out tomorrow, getting everything set up for that in the morning, hopefully. That's the plan, is to get it done in the morning for everybody. What's up, Junior? How's it going? My crop is ready to harvest. Sweet. Heck yeah. You didn't because you decided not to cross the highway yet. Understandable. Yeah, understandable for sure. I'm being very strategic on what I bid on too. I am bidding on mostly forested areas at the moment, but that's because it gives plenty to do. But also, it makes me work a little more for it. So I don't mind having auto load stuff as long as we can work a little more for it. Also, I need to find that Flagwell auto load log trailer and put it on the server as well before we get too far into this and not even need it anymore. So I'll probably try to do that in the morning as well. sometimes it's easier making those turns in first person, although I still missed a chunk right there, it looks like, so. Oh well. I guess it's fine. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Yeah, just cruising along, we're wrapping these up, making them into silage bales and stockpiling silage down here for a while, I think. Silage goes really quick, so having a lot more silage is going to be handy. And we've got a lot sitting over there waiting. So it should be a good step forward. We should also check our milk production. I didn't even think about this. Let's check on the milk real quick because 43,000. I think September is one of the better months to sell milk. Let's go see. Yeah, September actually was the highest price last year at $7.56. So we may be running to sell a full trailer load of milk tomorrow. Maybe wait till September, the 2nd of September. Going into October maybe. So what's up, Farmer Groot? How's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, we'll be waiting till the second day of September. And going and selling some milk as well, so we may have a little over a full trailer load. That's okay. That is perfectly okay if you ask me. Yeah, all this is going to make some good silage bales. That's a lot of silage bales, but for now, this is what we got. So eventually, it'd be nice to have some clamps. Maybe put them down here with this field and just do all this in grass or chaff or corn chaff or whatever, and just have a bunker right there and dump it in and go, you know. Compacting it is the hardest thing, though. Compacting is the worst part, I think. Well, we'll have to plan for that because we'll need extra ready to go. So maybe that'll work. Whoa! Whoa! Jeremy coming in with 5,000 bits out of nowhere. We heard the splash. Thank you, Jeremy. Much appreciated for the 5,000 bits. Spam some plungers in chat for Jeremy. Thank you, man. Much appreciated, buddy. Much appreciated. 5,000 bits splashing right down in the toilet. Y'all heard it. I know you did. And if you didn't, let me know because I need to adjust some volumes if that's the case. It was a splash. For sure. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, show some love to Jeremy with some plungers in chat. Thank you, man. Heck yeah. Jeremy gifted me police contraband simulator, contraband police simulator earlier. We'll be checking that out. It's like a first-person papers, please. We'll be checking that out tomorrow on the main YouTube channel, which was this past Tuesday. If you guys missed it and you're watching this later on YouTube. It was this past Tuesday on the main channel. Check the links down below, of course, like I said earlier. And come hang out with us for some other types of games as well if you want to. Come on. We'll be playing that. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Jeremy. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for throwing some plungers in chat. At Jeremy, even. Oh, don't get off on the hill. Oh, boy. Okay, we're good. Stuff rolls over really easily with this center of gravity mod. It gets kind of wonky sometimes. Let me see if I can keep it straight for a second. I just want to jump down here. Doing good. All right, Jimmy's doing good down there planting. Jimmy's doing nice. Doing good work down there, Jimmy. Doing good work down there, sir. I don't want Jimmy to feel like his work goes unnoticed. It does not. It does not go unnoticed. We notice Jimmy's work, don't we? Absolutely we do. Four more rows left. We can start. That was weird. Autosave. Autosave. Okay. 4 more rows, we can start wrapping these up. You name your AI workers? Yeah, so I have an AI management mod that I can actually name them, but it doesn't save, so every time you load the game, it defaults. But I just name them. Yeah. I just name them myself. Just easier. I just try to remember who I put where. Only for this series, though, because this is semi-RP, right? So we've got Ray Kinsley that owns the store, the woman that sold us our land, the county co-op commissioner that we got to deal with from time to time. Hopefully not anytime soon, because that was a mess just trying to get those relay towers put in so we could use guided steering. There's been some instances of role play in here, so yeah, we name them. Liam, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Crystal said I started a thing. You smoked cig and vape for 40 years, and today is day 4 without anything. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. I need to quit vaping. I feel like. I mean, I feel a lot better since I quit smoking for sure. But I don't recommend picking up anything with nicotine if you haven't. It's definitely not easy to get rid of. It is painful. It's hard. It's hard to put it down. Hard to put it down sometimes. But yeah, I would like to not vape as much myself. I think if I just banned vaping from the office myself, would probably be the best bet. Yeah, hence the 40. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I don't get out of breath walking to the mailbox anymore, which is nice. I used to work, climb ladders and truss and run back and forth to the stage from front of house, or run to front of house from the stage wherever I was working at that night. Like, and I mean, it was noticeable. And when I quit, it's like I feel better. I feel a lot better. I'm probably still not in the best of shape, but anything you're putting in your lungs is probably not good. So. Probably not gonna make this turn. These trees on this end are just a pain in the butt. Yeah, we didn't even get close. Look at that. Not even close. I was trying to do 2 things at once there. Turn the wheel and push buttons, but it didn't work. And I'm not hurting enough to have to go back and pick up all that loose stuff, but we might. I just don't think I need to. I think we could probably row up one end. What is this? What happened here? What happened there? That's a weird row. It's like it did fine at halfway or more than halfway there. Because I started him on that end. It was Dean that was working this, and Dean was working starting from the end down to we're facing. It looks like the windrow messed up or something. It looks like you got it figured out though. So you got it fixed. I wish he would have gone back and rode that up, but can't ask for everything, I guess. Three things I was also trying to see. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. I watch multiple screens at the same time here, so yeah. Let's go down one side and then go down the other, I guess. We could probably do this in 3 passes. Maybe 2, but I doubt it. Probably 3. We'll pick up what we can. We'll leave the rest. It'll be all right. What's up, Voltage? How's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yep, Crystal, keep it going though. Remember that. Well, I mean, I'm not going to try to give advice on quitting nicotine because it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. Okay, let's go ahead and just knock this out right here. We'll come back up and get the rest of that, hopefully. But yeah, keep it going. Remember, it doesn't matter after a while, right? After a while, there's no need for it. You don't need it anymore. Again, me trying to give advice on quitting nicotine. It sounds silly even coming out of my own mouth. It's weird. I'm gonna have to go find some like very low carb corn chips or something. Low carb, low vegetable oil corn chips, and just keep those around. That way I can have something to munch on to take the place of it. Yeah, for sure, Crystal. For sure, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I was almost out of smokes when the pandemic started, or when the lockdown started. And there were a few times before that I would, pick the kid up from school or take her to school or whatever, and my truck, I smoked in my truck. So I didn't smoke in there with her, but I smoked in my truck. And one day she just looked at me and she goes, "You stink." And I was like, "All right, time to quit." So the lockdowns gave me a good excuse. I just stopped going to the store. It gave me a good reason to quit. There we go. Look at all them bales we got to wrap. Holy smokes, man. That's a lot of bales to wrap there. This whole field's got to be rolled as well. And again, we probably should have rolled the other fields before we started planting, but I didn't, so now we got to fertilize. That would have been the best bet. All right, let's grab the bale wrapper. Do we want to grab the bale wrapper with this or the John Deere? Maybe we use the John Deere for a little while, because this thing right here is, it's got some hours on it. Stop working unexpectedly. Tank is empty. All right, let's go fill. Go fill that back up. Do I have forks on here? I do. It's probably gonna be just as quick and just as easy to do this. But we're just gonna run and grab them with this and take them out to the field. Fill Jimmy up where he's sitting. Probably be easier. And the John Deere's right there. We'll grab it and head out. So. Needs to be refilled. Oh, I thought they said refueled from us. I was going to say, oh my God, it's out of fuel. No, it's not a seed. It needs to be refilled. Okay. And I don't know that it'll hold both bags, but we'll go ahead and take both, I guess. There we go. We'll just be easy with it here. Tearing Man, how's it going? Welcome. Yep. It's like enlightening moments in your life that change things, right? It's weird how it happens. It's a good thing most of the time, though. Probably best from here. Which way does this thing open? Don't remember. Ah, there we go. very sensitive area right there. And you're full. All right. Oh, easy. Almost lost him. Jimmy out there taking a break somewhere. Take off, Jimmy. Man, this is dusty. We need some rain. Need some rain around here. Bad dusty. I mean, realistic in what sense? Because it's still just a game after all, and it's a simulator, yes, but so 22 is just added on stuff to the game basically, and the graphics are a little better in my opinion. My opinion again, not. I mean, you're looking at it. I think the graphics are better. I wouldn't say it's 100% realistic by any means. I don't think there's a farming simulator out there that's going to be super realistic. Like, feel like you're actually in the field realistic. I don't know of one. I mean, even cattle and crops doesn't give you that feel. But I mean, there's a large amount of improvements for 22, but I could definitely see people not wanting to buy 22 because 19 is still really good, and if you're on PC, then you can play with all the same mods that 22 built into the game too. So I don't know where I'm going. I don't need to go back over there. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's just upgraded. I think the performance is a little bit better, and I feel like the graphics are slightly better. And stuff that normally PC players wouldn't have, which I'm on PC, but, or normally stuff that console wouldn't have, again, I'm on PC, is now available on consoles. Stuff like production lines, stuff like that. A little bit of courseplay built in because just the AI help alone, you can get them to go deliver, crops and stuff for you. But as far as like how realism, it's not, it's just like 19 as far as the realism aspect goes. You can get mods and stuff that make some of the aspects of the game realistic, but other than that, yeah, I mean, it's just like 19 in that sense. It's not going to be super realistic because it's just not. It's just not, like the ground textures and stuff when you're plowing, you don't actually get like the rutted up ground and all that kind of stuff. So for 19, like some must-haves, any of the things that are realistic, so like realistic dirt mod, any of that kind of stuff, all those are great. If you like doing like super detailed control over workers and stuff, courseplay is a good one to have. GPS, of course, is a must. And then really after that, it's just preference. Like preferred tractors and mods and that kind of stuff. So you want to be a bit in the middle? Yeah, I mean, so I use the realistic dirt, realistic field, realistic center of gravity. I'm playing on a hard economy. I can't take out loans and stuff. I can only have one worker per every 100 head of cattle. So, I mean, I've made it pretty difficult on myself, so. I don't play in first person because I'm streaming and you guys want to see the action. I just found that it's better most of the time after years of making farm sim videos and streaming and stuff. I did a full first person playthrough one time, and there was a few times I had to get out of the cab, and I had comments like, "Don't worry about it, because we want to see the whole shot too." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So that made me feel better and made me realize that full in-cab stuff is fine, but without track IR or VR or something, pretty much what you got. So Good evening, my friends. Welcome back to National Deucergraphic. Today we follow seed crab, Deucum plantinus. The seed crab runs across the field and spreads its seed into the ground prepared by the plowing deuce, and one out of the Deucum fertilium family. Pelatum, Manarum, or Slurium. Once this busy little creature finishes its task, the plants will grow. The plants will grow and ripen. Hang on, I lost my place. Plants will grow and ripen, give home to a myriad of critters until the murder deuce comes back into the region to commence its bloody work. Smoodaloonie, Sir Smoodaloonie Attenborough there, folks. Coming in with the tales of Farm Sim for you. Finger snaps and golf applause all around. Did I search the gameplay tab for realistic mods? I mean, I would just go, if you're gonna do a search on Mod Hub, just go to like the basic, don't go into like a category, and just type in realistic and see what comes up. What's up, Big Papa? How's it going? Welcome. What's up, Half Bud? How's it going, man? But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of good mods. I think there's a lot of good ways to play the game. No wrong way, of course. There's ways you can make it a little harder on yourself, but you know, as far as like uber realistic, you're probably not going to get that from Farm Sim. Yeah, and again, that's the reason I ask is, you know, it depends on what you're looking for realism, because you're only going to get so realistic with a game, you know, especially something that's as customizable as Farm Sim. Yeah, I mean, I'm agreeing with Ozzy here because it's true. It's a game. You know, at a certain point, it's just a game. So you're not going to get like super uber realistic. I mean, 10 results is pretty good. Should you add seasons if you're looking for realism? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, seasons is built into 22. Production's built into 22. Some of the course play stuff's built into 20. That's what I'm saying. Like, 22 is just a really good upgrade from 19, in my opinion. But you can get all the mods and do the same thing in 19 if you're on PC. So. But yeah, I mean, you definitely want seasons. You definitely will see that. How long have you been playing Farm Sim? Because it sounds like you just started playing 19. Because that's a good reference for mods you should be looking for realism. How long you've been playing? What's up, GG? How's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Your dad plays a lot? Okay, so you want if you want realism, I would say precision farming. I would say seasons. I would say all of the realistic tire, realistic dirt, the center of gravity. You want all those. You want all those if you want realism. I promise. And you may hate it, but those are the ones you're gonna want if you want realism. So get all the realistic tire, dirt, center of gravity, get all those. Get seasons, get precision farming because it's free. It's a DLC, but it's free. Get that. And then, you know, play for a day or two. See how you like it. My guess is you're probably not going to want that much realism. It's a lot. When you add seasons and precision farming together, it gets to be a lot. Oh man, terrible gargoyle. Hate to hear that, man. Has trace missions for tractors on his website? I didn't know that. That's cool. I don't know exactly what that is, but it makes it so you can still farm in the rain. Well, that doesn't sound very realistic. Yeah, there's tons of mods, and again, you don't necessarily need Farm Sim 22 if you already have Farm Sim 19, unless you want the upgraded in-game stuff. Different kinds of gears for tractors. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Transmissions. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, transmission. I got you, Ethan. Yeah, I think right when you typed it, I realized what you meant. You meant transmissions. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. That's a great one. That'd be a great one to have. Production, as fun as it is, can bring in heaps of cash. Not many farmers would have the cash to build or grow, build or own a grain mill, seed plant, oil seed plant. Yeah, the production part of it is not very realistic at all. I'm just happy. I'm just talking about the upgrades they built into the game with Farm Sim 22 when I'm going that route. Yeah, most farms operate at little to no profit. So, yeah, I mean, farmers having the money to do something like that would be kind of out there. One of the biggest cotton farmers in North Mississippi basically put every dime he had into a co-op, and he had lots of money before he started that. So, Scruggs Farm Supply up in Tupelo, Mississippi. Yeah, he basically put every penny he had into it, and it succeeded. It does really well, and he's probably making money now. But when he started it, he spent every dime he had, and it was his land that he built it on. That's the craziest part. So he already owned the most expensive part of it. He already owned the land, but just the store and the employees and everything else. Like, I mean, it almost broke him. He almost went bankrupt starting it. But I mean, he still got his farm running. He's still got the co-op, the farm supply built. I say farm supplies. What I don't say is that he's a certified John Deere dealer, and it's one of the biggest farm / John Deere stores you can go to in North Mississippi. It's huge. I mean, it's a huge place. They sell everything from beef jerky to this John Deere I'm driving right here, or a brand new one, a 2023 model. So, I mean, it's pretty wild. It's a huge place. But it took every penny he had to do it. It was a big risk. And he did it back in 2000s sometime. Early 2000s, I guess. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah. The vehicle physics are broken? I mean, to an extent, yeah. They're not broken though. That's the way they work. Automatic manual transmission. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So he made a lot of different versions of transmissions then. I mean, that makes total sense, really, because there's a lot of options for tractors depending on what model you've got, right? So, I mean, that's pretty good, actually. John Deere dealer licensed to print money. Basically, yeah, because not only can you not work on the things yourself, you have to take it back to the dealer to get them to work on it, but they charge you for it too, right? So I mean, it's just it's kind of a double hit. You can start. They have to be in neutral or park so you can start them. See, that's pretty realistic. You can stall it too. See, yeah, very realistic. Yeah, so there's some seriously realistic mods out there for sure. I don't know what's available on Mod Hub if you're on console, but you said you're on PC, so. Recommendations for map. No Man's Land's always a fun one. No Man's Land, Western Wilds, Calm Lands, any of those, because basically they start with like either one little tiny actual field and just a bunch of open land, or no field whatsoever, and there's just land, and you have to actually plow up your own fields and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to buy an established farm on a map, Iowa Plains is really nice. I like it. I'm playing on it currently, of course, but I'm a little biased toward this map now, just because how much I've enjoyed this. Or just, I mean, even the base game maps are fun. But there's probably some really good ones I haven't played. Edgewater, see, there you go. Edgewater's new too, isn't it, Aussie? No Man's Land, Western Wilds, Calm Lands, Edgewater. Eastern North Carolina is really good too. Northwest Australia, yeah. All pretty good maps. Northwestern Australia could have been done better. Some of the signs have hitboxes, some of them don't. Stuff like that I don't like. Consistency is key when you're making a map. So I probably wouldn't recommend that map, but it's a decent map nonetheless. It's definitely a decent map. I just think if you're gonna have some hitboxes on mailboxes and road signs and street lamps, then they all should have hitboxes, or none of them should have hitboxes. It shouldn't be some in this place have hitboxes and some in that place don't. Again, consistency. Consistency is key. Oh, that's true. Farm Sim 19. No Man's Land is definitely a 19. Highly recommended. Autumn Oaks. Is that 19, Ethan? $30 hours. The John Deere just rolled over to 30 hours. That's quite a bit. Lone Oak, yeah, Lone Oak's a fantastic map. Played on that one a bunch. In 17 and 19, I think. 19? Okay. Autumn Oaks. Lone Oak. Autumn Oaks. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good maps out there. Some I haven't played on. A lot I haven't played on. Some I've played on and I wouldn't recommend them to people. For different reasons. Not because they're bad, just because of inconsistencies and things like that. Lone Oak Farm 19? Yep, it is. Was it on 17 as well? I think it may have been. Maybe. I don't remember now. Combines, tractors, trucks, maps by other modders. Nice. So lots of stuff going on there, huh? $17.2 for Automokes, nice. Goldcrest Valley is a good one, yeah. I like Goldcrest Valley. A lot of people may not say yes to that, but I like it. Yeah, that's what I would say too, Ozzy. That's the reason I ask how long you've been playing, because your understanding of the game first will definitely be a factor on what all mods you want to use. I think that's probably the bigger key there is, you know, what you're comfortable with. But again, if you don't like it, just delete it or don't play with it. And to me, that's still the best part about Farm Sim is replayability for one, but two, the customization of it. Looks like Jimmy's been done down there, which is good. When we start picking these up, we'll get Jimmy to come down here with the Massey and get him to roll this field so it can be refertilized. You have 6,019 and 2,200 hours in 22. You like both, but without the mods, the game would be lacking. Yeah, for sure. And again, I've said many times, the modders are what keeps this game alive, and the replayability is because Giants is so open with the game itself, and modders are able to pretty much do what they want to, which I think is great. Yeah, that's the best part about Farm Sim is the replayability, in my opinion. And the reason the replayability is there is because of the modders. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Be back in Bales in here in just a minute. So let's spin this guy back around. I typically wouldn't do this, but I feel like it's just in the way right there. So there we go. Easy peasy. Drop the old bale wrapper right here. Actually, we'll just get rid of that altogether. Let's go grab Jimmy. He is done. Let's get this put away. All soybeans. We got soybeans in 3 fields, sorghum in 1, and then barley in 1. It's just nice to have 5 fields of crops, guys. We went from nothing to having 5 fields worth. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Why is the engine not start? Why was the engine running already? Wasting gas, Jimmy. Dang it. Dang it all. Cool, cool. Yeah. Soybeans incoming. Hey, what's up, Alpha? How's it going? Welcome. Go do some repairs. We'll do some cleanup. Refuel. Refuel, not refill. Refuel. Put the planter away, I reckon. 209 on the planter. 4,000 on the Massey. My goodness. Massey was mostly broken there. How many hours has this thing got on it? 68 hours. Holy crap. We bought this thing used too, didn't we? I think we did. What's on the sell page? Anything useful? No, still the same stuff. We're gonna need a new tractor before long, like an actual new tractor, something that doesn't have almost 70 hours on it. The repair cost on this thing alone is killing me. Oh, I gotta wash this, don't I? Yeah. Go wash this and refuel, then we'll come back and park it. Then we'll go grab the roller and get the roller started. Reading chat, not bad. What map did you pick? What sucked to do was being part of the FSN and it gave it purpose. It did for a while for me, but then it became more of a job. It got to be a little much, and then I went back to it and I was fine with it, but I don't know. I started on this and this has just kind of been my focus for a while. Which, to be fair, trying to get up to 1,000 head of cattle is actually kind of difficult the way I'm playing it. Don't know what it's called, checking. All right, cool. Yeah. New tractors in real life mostly get sold or traded at like 5,000 hours. Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like the whole repair cost versus hours on the tractor thing. Once you hit 30 hours, it's like every other day you're spending $2,000-3,000 on the tractor. You know, which I know is like a month in real life, but still, like, that's wild, man. Like, it shouldn't be like that. If tractors are well maintained, even at 60 hours, even at 1,000 hours, they're good, you know? 60 hours is like a week. That's like a week on a tractor. That's nothing. So the repair stuff needs to be balanced in Farm Sim 22, and people have been talking about this since day one. But it's true. It's so unbalanced. You'll probably want to start normal. You'll start with some stuff already and some land. I can almost move. There we go. All right. I did for this map. Yeah, I started on Farm Manager, I think. So I started with a few pieces of equipment and a couple of buildings. But typically I do a start from scratch. But I've also been playing since 2015. I've been playing since Farm Sim 15. 2014, I guess. You can never work out why we paid a daily cost for a building? Yeah, I don't know either. There should just be like a utilities payment, right? Like that should be incorporated into it. But I guess that is the utilities payment. Aussie is power and stuff for the building, water for the building if it takes water. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but the way they did it, they itemized it way too much, you know? It should just be utilities, period. Every time you add a building, it adds this much to utility bill or something. I don't know, there's probably a way to do it, but I think they went with the simplest route, Aussie, with this is your upkeep for this building, right? And it's a little over-exaggerated, too. Pricing's a little high in the game, but it's also really easy to make money in Farm Sim 2, though. I mean, maybe power. I've seen hay barns with lights in them, but they're usually fluorescent lights all the way up in the ceiling, and it's literally just for a little bit of light if they have to get out there at night and work. But that's it. So most of the time, you wouldn't see lights in a hay barn. No. I've seen a few like that. I haven't seen a lot like that. Most of them I see are just a building. No power, no water, no nothing in them. So yeah, you're right about that. It doesn't make sense, but I've seen a few of them. Luxury buildings, I guess you would say. And they weren't rich folks by any means. They just, you know, having cattle and, you know, working a full-time job too. They were out there at all hours of the night sometimes. So it really just depends on the time of day. But farming shouldn't be easy in a game. I mean, it's a game though, after all, you know. Like I'm not advocating for it to be easier. I've made this series harder on myself, but it's still kind of easy to make money. It is a simulator. It's a game, you know. It's a little unbalanced with. I think it's just a little unbalanced in the way the damage system works for your tractors, right? And the hours in the tractor versus the amount of money you're spending on upkeep is way unbalanced. 30 hours and you're having to spend $5-6 grand on it every month. Not a farmer in the world would still be farming if that was the case. If anything, to balance it out, what they should do is make that more along the 2,500 hour mark, where it really starts to become a problem, and then lower the cost per crop in game or something. Like that would probably be the better route, which you can do if you play on hard mode, but it's still not low enough, you know. And I think hard mode's probably closer to real life prices. Maybe it's closer to it than normal is for sure, easy mode. But yeah, I mean, it could be harder for sure. I wouldn't really have anything to say about it if it was. But having you spend $2,000 or $3,000 in repair on your tractor every month is you know, or twice a month even, is crazy to me. That doesn't make any sense. In early game, you stopped doing BGA, silage, and forestry. Yeah, I mean, again, you can make the game harder or easier. If you want to make money quick, just cut grass and turn it to silage bales, and then go drop it off. And if you're not playing with seasons, it turns. Or no, it doesn't. It still takes it a while, but either way, I mean, you're still making tons of money if you're doing silage and forestry stuff right off the bat. There's definitely ways to make it harder. I'm just talking about base game settings, though. So I don't sell silage anywhere. This is for my cows, and I started without doing grass and silage. Like I didn't just mow the grass to take it. We started with a few contracts and the 2 little fields we had, and that's how we started out. Well, this is going to get interesting. Whew. Okay, got it.
That's a new follower.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, none of this is getting sold. It wouldn't really matter anyway. The price is not that great for silage bales for me, so gotta go. All right, thanks, Terry. Appreciate it. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, the repair bills, again, it could be a little more balanced, but yeah, it's not supposed to be easy, man. Farmers lose money every year, man. There's no easy way to farm anything. And I agree with you 100% there. I just think there's some balancing for the game itself, because it's a game, right? It could be a little more balanced on, you know, profit versus time, and repair versus time that the tractor has on it. Because I mean, again, 30 hours on a tractor is like 2 days, you know, for a lot of farmers out there during busy season. That's like 2 days. You're not gonna have a $2,000 repair bill on the tractor if you're taking care of it. You're just driving down the field in 2 days. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like you're gonna get more than 60 hours in a week on a tractor during busy times. So I mean, and I'm not even a farmer, but I know that to be a fact. So, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot more stuff could be balanced, but overall, it's hard to argue with how good Farm Sim is, in my opinion. You have one new item in your inventory. What would that be then? Better go look and see. was that? What new item in my inventory? Did I get a new card for Farm Sim? Let me see here. I'm looking. Oh no, we got a Garden Simulator booster pack. How did that happen? I'm not even playing Garden Simulator. This is Farming Simulator. What's up, Pleasant View Farms? How's it going? Welcome. I guess that's why they have three level. Yeah, I mean, and also, there's lots of settings and stuff you can make stuff harder, for sure. Even if you don't choose one of those, the harder settings to begin with, right? You can still make settings and stuff different and hard for yourself while you play. I think with a lot of people, though, they end up making stuff a little bit too difficult, and it takes a long time to start making money. Like for me, I'm just now making money, and I'm 87 live streams into this, or 86 live streams into this, and one time lapse video. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't think it's a case of, oh, you know what? Too, we're not going to be able to do that. Let's drop these right here. I think, right there. But yeah, I don't think it's a case of just not being able to do it. I think people just get bored because it takes so long to get anywhere. What's up, Hug Me? How's it going? What's the bell loader? That's a good question. I don't even remember the name of it. I had to look it up, though. I Googled to make sure this thing was real before I started using it, because I wanted to make sure it really existed. Let's see, bell loaders.
Welcome back.
So this is the Lizard Loader QM Extra Heston bell. So it's a Heston bell loader, and it does exist, apparently. And there's some crazy bell loaders I had no idea about. How was the bread? Didn't make any. I know. I gotta do it. I'm just lazy, man. On the weekends, I'm not doing anything. I'm just lazy. Hug Me coming in with a 2-month resub. Thank you so very much for 2 months of sub support right here on Twitch. Thank you so very much for that. Much appreciated. You get some hearts and plungers from Golden TP in chat.
That's a new follower.
Swiss Tony, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. How many in-game years am I in? I have no idea. Where do I see the in-game years? I've never actually looked for the amount of years I've been playing. Or do you just keep up with it manually? Like, I honestly have no idea. Let's see. Time played 105 hours. Collectibles 0 of 20. I haven't picked up any collectibles, of course. Years played 4. I'm only 4 years in. Of course, I only stream 2.5 hours maximum in the afternoons, Monday through Thursday on this. So, and I have missed a few days too. So it's not like I'm streaming 8 hours a day doing this. I also have a YouTube channel that I stream on during the day too. I also make content for a third YouTube channel. So I mean, it's, you know, like this is. I try to break up my time to as many different games as I can, but still put enough time in to enjoy them. So, made 2 loaves of bread and 2 dozen buns this weekend. Yeah, I want to make some buns, man, for the next time we do burgers. I'm assuming that your recipe would work for buns as well, Gargle, the one you sent me. I'm assuming it would work for buns too. Assuming is the mother of all screw-ups, but I'm going to assume. Works for both bread and buns. Sweet. Yeah, we're 4 years in. I think I'm starting year 5, maybe, or starting year 4, however it figures it. But and the only reason it's 4 years in, I'm gonna be real honest, is because the map had an update. When we were probably 4 years or 5 years in already, the map had an update, and it was a restart update. So if you did update it, you needed to restart or things wouldn't work right. So I restarted, and that was probably episode like 35 or something. It's been a long time since we restarted. Maybe 40. Maybe 40 is what it was. But it's been a long time since the restart happened. I put everything just like it was. It's all on the live stream. You can see from one to the next, nothing was different, or not a whole lot was different. I would say, other than the map updates. But so I did restart halfway through. So we're probably in like year 8. That probably makes way more sense that we're in year 8. Really. What's up, Bob? How's it going, buddy? To be honest, as it's a game, I think everyone should be able to play however they like as long as they enjoy it. Yeah, for sure. And I'm not telling anybody how to play. I was just simply stating that I think a lot of people probably try to do things too hard and then get bored, which I've done before. But I've never really had any like clear set, I'm going to do this, other than, I want to buy all the fields. Once you buy all the fields, you're pretty much done. It's like, all right, now what? For this one, I'm not focusing on how much land I buy. I'm focusing on having close to 960 cattle. 4 full cow barns is what I'm shooting for. So, having a clear, concise goal and kind of knowing how to get there, I think is the hardest part of farm sim, really. But yeah, I'm not knocking how anybody can play however you want to. I just think a lot of people get bored with it, though. Especially at casual players, right? Like if this is what you play for your main game, then I think you can probably find ways to be creative and just enjoy the grind, But I think for a lot of casual players, it's not the case. So I think a lot of people get bored because they make stuff too easy. They get all the money, they get all the equipment, they got all the land. Now what do they do? Like what do you do after that? So this is the reason I usually try to tell new players, don't go nuts, but learn the game and make it a little easier on yourself your first go around because you're probably going to restart and do a different map anyway. But definitely learn the game first. Yeah. I didn't, Bob. I did not. No. To be honest, I haven't been on anybody's Twitch stream this weekend. Which typically I have been at some point, but yeah, I wasn't anybody's Twitch stream this weekend to check it out. That happened to you with the save file from Western Australia? You talking about just having everything already? Yeah, it makes a difference in your gameplay. I think at a certain point you're done. You're just done with the map. Like there's nothing really keeping you there at a certain point. But yeah, Bob, I wasn't on Twitch at all this weekend, really. I was at the computer for a little while on Saturday, but I wasn't really doing anything. I was just chilling out, playing trials. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing, Crystals. You gotta set it up for how you want it, right? But yeah, I agree with what's up, Pizza Hut? How's it going? Tony, I agree with Swiss Tony there that play however you want, for sure. I just I know what it felt like for me the first time I played. It was a little bit daunting because there's just a lot going on in Farm Sim, man. Like, there really is. It doesn't seem like a real complicated game until you get in here to actually start learning it. But it's quite complicated, especially when you add, like, seasons and you add GPS and you add precision farming. You add all that stuff to it. It gets really complicated for a new player, And the first one I played was Farm Sim 15, and we ended up playing together multiplayer and just jumping tractors off of stuff. Like that was my first experience with Farm Sim. Like we tried for a little while and then we just started running each other over, jumping fences and running off in the creek and all kinds of stuff, So I think it's a little different now, of course, for me. But I've also learned what I like and what I don't like and how I want to do things in the game. So where's the react button? It is just below the stream video next to the follow button, I do believe. I think that's where it's located. All right, what did we get? 4 more. All right. Yeah, this trailer is really cool though. There's an actual manual wheel lift, so when you've got it way out beside you, you can drop that wheel, support the weight a little bit. What is this, 50? Yeah, one. We put one over there. And we got 4 going over here. So this is 54 bales off this field. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Let's get. Well, we can't start him yet, can we? We can't. I need to get that started because we really don't have a whole lot else going on. Well, no, I need to get some fertilizer and fertilize the fields before they get to another growth stage. I wanted to try to use manure if I could, but I don't have enough. Is that for desktop? Yeah, it's for desktop. I don't know where it's at on mobile if there is one. I realized when I stacked that last one up, I'm going to have to come in here with the telehandler and lift those up and move them around for them to actually stack. So no real point in doing it right now. All right, let's get this moved down here. Eventually, I want to put a shed down here for all this equipment, but just can't afford it right now. Yep, just can't afford it right now. We'll do this end and then go do the whole other end down there next to the trees. So I don't have to worry about it, if you're wondering. Then I'm gonna let Jimmy have it after that. Let Jimmy handle it after this. I just said I needed to pick up those 4 bales and then I forgot about them. I forgot all about it. Wow, okay. Way to go, Deuce. I think maybe if I start him on this end, though, we should have enough out of the way, hopefully. Oh, county is not going to like that. Neither are the other farmers. We jointly spent a bunch of money on those relay towers. I want to be running over the little office building next to them there. Oof, dusty. Very dusty. Yeah, I'll start him on the opposite end where we just started there, and I should have time to grab the tractor and get back down here for it. So. Yeah, and Bob, you posted the definition of the or what the react button does on Twitch, right? Like it's you react with key moments in the stream with different reactions to let the streamer know how you feel about it, and it sends them anonymously. So if you dislike something the streamer's saying or doing or whatever, you can react with it, and anonymously they'll get that notification, I guess. I didn't see any like notifications or anything from mine, and I know people were playing with it because you guys told me you were. I don't know where to find them at. A lot of stuff on Twitch is changing, so some of the stuff's kind of hard to find these days. All right, let's go grab the New Holland. Get down there quickly. He's got to come this way first and then go back, so I think we're good. I think we're more than okay here. Pizza said poop farts. Yeah, poop farts are never a good thing. All right, there we go. That's it. That's all of them. 54 bales. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Jimmy's rolling, so we'll let him go. I probably should have put some across the top because I feel like he's going to wind up in the ditch, but usually I don't and he does fine, so we'll just let him go. I'll end up knocking that whole stack of bales over just to get them to go in at some point, too. That's the reason I'm stacking these over here. I'd rather just grab these 2 at a time and drag them over there than I would do anything else. And again, at some point, I'm keeping some money put back here because at some point I want to grab a wheel loader for bales or a JCB telehandler, a big telehandler. Because I've got the littlest one, the smallest one that you can get. And it does not do well with heavy bales. And these are heavy Silage Heston bales here. So come on then. Oh, I think it hit T. I was like, why ain't you folding up? Because it didn't unfold to start with, or it didn't drop them. That's why. All right, so we're done with that now. We're actually done with it this time. I want to go check the progress on our silage bales over here, see how they're doing. See if we need to come down here and knock them over. We probably do. Probably need to feed the cows too, don't we? Did I look at that earlier? They're okay. I think we just took care of them in the last stream, so they should be fine. Chickens need some feed though. Let's go check the status of these bales here. If they're all silage, we'll come knock them down. If they're not, then we'll wait. Yeah, see, that's fermenting. Grass, fermenting, 8%. Oh, that's right. These are brand new. I forgot. We just baled all these. At 28% on the back ones. These are at 2% right there because those are the ones we just dropped. Those are at 7. We dropped those yesterday then. All right, well, cool. That's pretty much it for that. We need to take the big tractor down and do some fertilizing, I think. And I don't think I have any fertilizer, so I'm going to go grab some fertilizer too. Maybe. I think I'll rent out. I think that was the case. Fertilizer. Yeah, we need fertilizer on 10 and fertilizer on 11, which I think we haven't done any there. 30 I can't fertilize anymore. So yeah, let's grab the New Holland. We need it for that big trailer. Go. Off we go. Timmy, have fun down here. I said Timmy. Jimmy, have fun. We'll be back to check on you later. Keep that up, we're going to have to fire you and hire a new boss. Why is that? I think I'm doing pretty good, man. I mean, that's true too, Crystal. I just read back up and saw that last message about Western Australia. We did end on a community map as over $100 million. So when you've got $100 million and you got 14 pieces of 14 tractors, 5 harvesters or 6 harvesters or whatever it is. 5,000 chickens. When you got all that stuff, is it really, is it really worth playing anymore? Not really. You play the same map again, sure, but start over, start fresh, get some new ideas going. Like that's always a better idea in my mind. To me, anyway, that seems to be the better option. That's just my opinion, though. It's just me. Go get the old fertilizer out. Yeah, luckily the grass, you get one layer of fertilizer out of the grass anyway, and none of my fields needed lime. That's a huge deal. That's an absolutely massive deal because, again, it looks like I've got a decent amount of money, but 140,000 this game is broke. Especially with the repair cost and mineral feed I'm gonna have to buy again. Like, I got a lot of stuff to buy here. Let's see what we're doing here. 1.63 million in total mixed ration, which is not as much as you might think, because my cows are eating to about 25,000 a day. So That's about 50,000 per month. It's 12 months a year. So there you go. And that's just with like 150 or 160 cows. So I'm trying to get to 960 cows. You know, do the math there. It's pretty wild. They do a lot. They do a lot. It's also going to cost me a lot of money to have that mineral feed flowing too, which is why I've got all these soybeans planted. So maybe next June we can make us some serious cash off some soybeans, sorghum. We'll keep the barley that's planted already for oh, I know what I said we were going to do. We're going to use the spray. We still got liquid fert here. I don't have to spend any money. Hang on. I need to wash that thing off though. Let's go grab the John Deere. We'll come back and get the sprayer. Yeah, just driving back and forth. Terrible. You like this Iowa Plainsview map? You only have 500 cows or so? Yeah, see? It's hard to keep up with, isn't it? I bet 500 is pretty tough to keep up with. 400 or 240 wasn't bad. We maxed out on cows, but they all got to the point where they were actually losing value, so I sold them off. And I've thought about that again. If I don't start buying cows again, then I'm gonna get back to that situation. So I think I may just keep them and let them get old. You know, as long as they're producing milk, as long as they're reproducing, I don't care. I'll let them get to the point where they're not reproducing more than sell them off. I've more than made my money because I only bought 140 cows to start with, and we're now I've sold 100, and I've sold enough milk to more than make up for the money that I've spent on the cows itself. You have not completed your task, Jimmy. Jimmy, I swear. Jimmy is the laziest. Laziest. Oh, I see what he did. He ran into everything. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Just run over everything. I even put a headland in there for you so you wouldn't do this exact thing right here. What? How? Like, how does this happen, Jimmy? How are you this bad at driving forward? Jeez Louise, man. Like, really? How are you this bad at just going forward when this is what you do for a living? Like, seriously, all you have to do is drive forward. That's it. All right. Jeez. Are they driving to the ditch? They do that all the time on Iowa, don't they? $5,000 chickens pizza. Yeah, on our Western Australia map, there is it's a crossplay mod too, so you can get it on console if you're on console. A 5,000 chicken pen. It's a lot, and they put out a lot of eggs. A lot. You don't have to worry about taking a loan out, and you can repay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even then, keeping the money, but starting with different, deleting or selling off everything and starting with whatever you want to start with or selling what you want to sell. Like, customizing it to your play style, I think, is the most important thing, really. I would say more than a little Pizza Hut, but he's also our friend, right? He's our buddy. He's the only one that would come help us when we started. So you have 10,000 cow feedlots and you're looking to fill them all. Woo! That's a lot for farm sim. I mean, that's a lot for real life, but I mean, what? I don't remember what number I said when I told you about my buddy growing up. His dad had cows, and I'm pretty sure he had like 500 head of cattle, and he had a full-time job driving a truck, and still had 500 head of cattle. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy, but I'm pretty sure he had 500 head of cattle. So I mean, for full-time cattle farms that do nothing but meat cows, like big farms, I could see having having 10,000 head of cattle. I don't know what a big cow farm is. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. Oh, this is not what I need. This is that's weed killer. That's close enough. Close enough. It's probably going to take way more than one trip over here, and we'll probably use the rest of this this fertilizer right here, hopefully anyway. That's the goal. I want to use up this fertilizer, stop using the sprayer for it, and eventually get us a bigger sprayer, maybe a backpack sprayer that's bigger or something now that I can afford it. Even if I have to buy a new, a backpack sprayer is still better than this. So sprayers, yeah, this thing costs 5,000 because it was a used model, right? I get a backpack sprayer right now for 34 that's 24 meters wide. It holds more too, and then I can get the front tank for it as well. Yeah, we can definitely up our game here. Only 7 miles an hour, this one's 9 miles an hour. I think that's the biggest difference. All right, let's go do field 30. I did not mean to run that over. Do field 30. I'm just glad that we got all of our bales up already. That went pretty quick. I really didn't expect that. $9 miles an hour, but 9 meters wide, right? So we can go 24 meters wide at 7 miles an hour. It'd be much better. Be much better. That is not the right width.
That's a new follower.
Try this again. There we go. That's the width we want. Wizard number. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what we did manure on this to start with, I guess. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. Now we're good, though. Now we're cooking. Also, I can put my layer of fert on field 30. We may just go all the way down field 30 as well. I think, unless I've already done that with this. I think I've already done it with this. Maybe. Oh, no, we sprayed weeds. That's right. Yeah, I said I wouldn't be able to put fertilizer down, but I can. We'll try it and see anyway. We'll see what happens. So you can see the grass field getting this double layer fert just by rolling the grass. This, we got to go all the way down to here, and we've just gotten started. So it's a pretty long drive. Just so you get a little less than 1,000 cows. That's a lot. That's a lot of cows. Yeah, that's a lot of cows. So J-Rock is working on Dairyland 4X. I think our next multiplayer, if it's out, will be, which it hopefully it will be. I don't know that it will be, but it's gonna be in like 2-3 months from now. So. Hopefully the next multiplayer iteration can be that. I don't know how close J-Rock is, but I would love to do... let's see if it's taking this. I'd love to do J-Rock's 4X map. It is not taking it. For our next multiplayer. And do... It's called Dairyland, right? So it's for cattle. It's built for dairy production. And I would like to do that and only focus on dairy production. All right, so similar to what I'm doing here, everything we do is going to be geared toward getting cows, feeding cows, selling milk, milk production of some sort, right? I would like to do that, but as a community farm. So as a single farm, I think it'd be a lot of fun. And going to be 10,000 chickens. Yeah, the wheat is probably the hardest part to keep up with, isn't it? Or barley, I guess. But yeah, and I don't mean cow production on a small scale either. I mean having something like Ozzy's talking about, 5,000 to 10,000 cows on that map as a community. It's going to be a 4X map, so having 5 to 10,000 cattle is probably not going to be that hard. Make chook food, it lasts longer? I mean, oh, I didn't even think about that. Dang, I didn't even consider that. Yeah, there's definitely a chicken feed mixer, right? Is that what you guys actually call them, Ozzy? Y'all call them chooks? And I only say that because I've been playing Dinkum, and I know it's an Australian game. Oh, okay. I thought it was just a cool nickname in Dinkum. I didn't realize it was actually used. Oh, I know crocos is a real thing, right? I know y'all call them crocos. Crocodiles, crocos. Not, of course, not every Australian, but just as a general term, right? Like y'all and you guys is used a lot in the U.S. I'm not trying to say that every Australian does everything. Just generally, I've heard croco more than I've heard chook, and I thought it was just a cool nickname. I'm off to feed the chook. Yeah, see, I didn't know. I had no idea. That's cool. Every other planting? Yeah, so chook food would be better then, huh? Wheat, barley, and sorghum. Is there a mixer for that in-game? Is that a production thing in-game, or do you have to get it from Mod Hub? I will find one because I know they actually exist. I know that there are the really big chicken farms buy their feed already mixed, so somebody's mixing it somewhere. So, like, there's some really big chicken farms in Mississippi, egg and meat. So, down south, or south central, I guess, Mississippi. So it's more south than here, but still central to Mississippi as well. It's not on the coast, is what I'm saying, I guess. You just call them crocs? Okay. So some of the stuff in Dinkum then is a little bit overplayed for the nicknames then. Okay. Gonna go flat out like a lizard drinking. What was that in, bud? I've heard that before. I've heard that somewhere, and I don't know why. Whatever it was the first time I'd heard it, and I about fell out of my chair. Did you say that? Is that where that came from, bud? You were talking about something, and that was the saying? I don't remember where that came from. A roo? Yeah. I think in Dinkum they're called jackaroos, though. Which I don't understand that one. I don't know if that's just a... And it's made by a guy from Australia, I think the game is. So it's got to have some resemblance to the language used. I'm not going to say it's exact. Again, which is why I didn't think it was exact, you know. I was assuming it was probably just a play on words for the nicknames for the animals. And of course, you also have stuff like a pleep, which is a platypus with wool. So I don't know if those are real. I'm going to assume they're not, but Australia is also a really crazy place. So it might be real down there. I don't know. A jackaroo is a ranger hand? Ah, okay. Well, see, there you go. So it is some play on words then of nicknames for some of the animals in the game. Same as a jillaroo. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I had no idea. That makes sense, though. I had no clue. Learning a lot more about Australia today. A ranch hand? That's what I figured. That's what I figured. Working the range, working the ranch. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I knew you probably weren't talking about like forest rangers.
That's a new follower.
Ghost 7708, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. Getting it done in the smallest way possible. Smallest sprayer I could possibly have bought, but it was cheap when we got it. And what's funny is I think we even bought this on sale, didn't we? No, we didn't either. We bought this new, but it was only $5,000. And I bought it because I could do herbicide with it as well. Oh, speaking of which, while we got a pretty long run down through here. Does this backpack sprayer, it does herbicide as well, yeah. Whatever I get, I need something that does herbicide too. Eventually, I mean, you guys know the business. The Rubicon. That's what I'd like to have. 48 meters wide, knock our fields out in no time. Steve Irwin said it. Yeah, that's the reason I've heard it then, yeah. And I'm pretty sure I've heard it somewhere else too. It was Australian. It was somebody from Australia that said it. But I'm pretty sure I've heard it by somebody else as well, not just Steve Irwin. Oh, I know who it was. It was the My Self-Reliance guy, the guy that does the Backyard Garden YouTube channel. It was him. He was talking about something, and he said flat out like a lizard drinking, and I was like, what? but then it took me a second, but it made sense. Oof, just under the trailer there. Means you've been very busy. So if you were in the southern states in the U.S., you would just say wide open, right? The same difference. Or in the country somewhere. I don't feel like I've heard a whole lot of people from New York say wide open, but like New York City. But I'm sure wide open is pretty commonly used in the South. I know I have used it a lot for being busy. Wide open. Flat out like a lizard drinking. Oof. I just realized I've got skinny tires on here, so I'm good. I just thought about it. I know I ran over it earlier, but I forgot that I ran over it earlier, so as I was turning, I was like, oh no. Okay, no, we're good. We're fine. Plus, I think it's still the first growth stage, so we're still okay. Yeah, that one's pretty common. Yeah, well, it's not. It may not be anymore. I don't know. I ain't heard it say it. Nobody say it in a long time, but 10 years ago or more that was pretty common. Aussie, yeah. As Wales. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, I just now saw it. Fat fingers on the phone. I know the feeling, bud. I know the feeling. Yeah, this will be done in no time here. We go fill up again and hopefully get the other field done today before I got to take off, which I do need to take off here soon. So I'm doing quick chili tonight, and I think using just the canned chili beans, whatever. I think, Bud, I have used, I don't know if I told you this, Bud, but I used some of that that chili / taco seasoning you sent, and I made me some tacos with it one night, and then I took some chicken breast I had left over, shredded it up, and used it on chicken, like chicken breast shredded up, and made me some chicken tacos with it one day for lunch. And that stuff is tasty, man. It's really good. But I don't think I'm gonna put it in the chili because I don't know how they're gonna react to it. So I may put myself some aside and cook separate in that. I think that'd be really good. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna make me some homemade chili again, from like all from scratch or whatever. One of these days. I don't know. So my time I stopped streaming at like 5:15, 5:20, and most of the time I like to have try to have dinner ready by 6:30 or 7. And because I'm back here pretty much all day, recording and then YouTube stream and then take a break, go pick up the kid, come back and then Twitch stream. I don't have time to do a homemade chili during the week, and on the weekends I'm lazy. So, I've still got a good bit of it, but I haven't used a lot of it. I've used enough that I liked it, and it wasn't really spicy, but the flavor was really nice though, man. That stuff's really good. But yeah, if I do homemade chili, if I do like the tomatoes from scratch, you know, get some dried beans, soak them the night before, and soften them up a bit, and then mix everything together, I'll definitely need probably a whole pack of it. So, because I think then it would make a lot more sense, you know. But just using canned chili beans, there's already some seasoning in there, and I don't know. Like, I still add chili seasoning to it, but I don't know how they'll react. So it may be too much for them. But yeah, I like the stuff, dude. For taco seasoning and chicken tacos for sure. It did great on the chicken. The chicken just absorbed it, man. Fantastic. Looks like Jimmy is done on the other end. Did he actually get finished? Oh, he did. Look at him. He actually got done with it. Usually he'll say he's finished, but he'll be like parked on the side of the road somewhere. Not actually done. Barbecued ham and steak cubes. That sounds good. That sounds real good. What did we do last night? Oh, we did the leftovers last night. So we did, I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but ham sliders. So you take like, either get a spiral cut ham or like a whole ham or something. And, man, am I going to have enough? I don't know. I may have had enough if I wouldn't have gone down the other field there. I think I might have enough. So you take like a spiral ham or whatever kind of ham you want to use, really, but you use the Hawaiian sweet rolls or whatever type of bread you like. I like using the Hawaiian sweet rolls. It's really good. And split the whole thing in half, and then whatever you want on it, and then cheese, whatever type, and then ham, and then cheese again, and then put it back together, stick it in the oven. Well, I mean, you make a butter sauce for the top, or a butter seasoning for the top, butter and onion powder, and a little garlic, and some Worcestershire sauce. Melt that butter and mix all that in. Man, so good. We made those on Saturday. I finished those off last night for leftovers. What did we do? Saturday. What did we do Friday night? I don't even know what we did Friday. I think Friday night might have been leftovers as well. I think it was. Oh, that's right. It was leftovers. Miss Deuce and the kid finished off the taco stuff we had, and I finished off the red beans and rice we had. Ham sliders are great. They really are chicken, yeah. Hopefully not an ice cube tray. I mean, you can do some wild stuff according to TikTok with food. I would never get an actual food recipe off of TikTok. I don't care if it's Gordon Ramsay. There's no way I would fix something on TikTok. No way. No, thank you. Would have been better with some fresh oven buns. It would have been gargoyle. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to make some. I'm gonna have to make some. I'm just gonna have to stop being lazy on the weekends, man. Like if I'm not doing this, dude, I'm usually not doing much of anything. I got a ton of stuff that I really need to get done outside. It rained all weekend anyway. But still, though, I gotta quit being so lazy. I'm terrible, man. On the weekends, I just don't get a whole lot done. I'm not used to having a weekend. Usually, my weekends were Monday and Tuesday, so I'm not used to having a weekend. It's kind of weird, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Probably need to go refill, I guess. We're pretty empty here. It's nice to have the John Deere out, though, man. This is good. This is really good. Usually don't get the John Deere out much. I didn't plan on this being a John Deere farm. I was actually going to try to stay away from John Deere as much as possible, but this little combo right here works great. Had to collab a Discord stream and get me making them? I mean, maybe, yeah. That may be what it takes, man. So that's something I've thought about for sure for future content. But it's hard to do when you've got subscribers here and you got members on YouTube and you got Patreon members. It's hard to consolidate a live stream for all of that because there's nowhere to consolidate that live stream to. You know what I mean? Other than Discord, I guess, but I do have some plans for the future for people that do go the extra mile. Again, you don't have to. I don't ask anybody to pay for my content. It is what I do, and it does support me. But I'm not asking you to support the content or pay for content. I like doing the extra content when I can for people that do go the extra mile, you know? But yeah, I mean, that may be what it takes, honestly. So after proofing, we get it started then, huh? Ooh, elk roast. I've never had elk that I know of. I may have. I don't know. I've probably had possum and didn't know. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know what all food I've actually had in my life. I've eaten a lot of stuff. Snake, squirrel. I don't know if I've ever had possum. Probably with some of the folks that I grew up with. Definitely rabbit. Definitely deer. All the pond fish you can catch. I don't know if I've ever had elk, though. But I have seen Kitchen Nightmares episode where he goes to the dude that does the farm-to-table thing, and he brags about his elk quesadilla, which is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of, I think. It's greasy? Yeah, but if I was a kid, man, I wouldn't remember it. I wouldn't remember. I just remember eating food. I wouldn't remember if I had it or not. I've had duck once, I think, in my life. Had dove many, many, many times. And I'm going to tell you, I eat a lot. I used to eat a lot more. And it took a lot of dove for me to be satisfied. 30, 40 minutes for proofing? Yeah, so I know that you have a way of doing it in 30, 40 minutes. You take the boiling hot water or whatever in a Pyrex, put it underneath it in an oven without the oven being on. I think is what you told me. I think I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way once, so I don't screw it up, because I would probably screw that up. Like, let it sit for 90 minutes, you know, covered in a warmer place, which would just be my oven, but turned off, of course. Oh, that's for it to rise, isn't it? Yeah, for proofing, it's to make sure the yeast is active. Is that what that is? Is that 30 to 40 minutes? I can't remember. I read over the recipe this weekend, and I thought about it, and then I realized what time it was. And I was like, I'm gonna be doing this at 10 o'clock at night. And I don't feel like that. So. You prefer quick rise? I think that's what I've got. I've got those little packets of yeast or whatever, so it's probably quick rise yeast if I had to guess. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think that's right. Yeah, I don't remember. It's like a name brand yeast packet. Traditional yeast takes 2 proofing sessions. Yeah, so you proof and then you what you need, and then you proof again. Is that right? For like 40 minutes, like the standard way, 90 minutes, and then or an hour and 45 even. And then you need, and then you proof again for another 40 minutes or something, another 30 to 45 minutes. Isn't that the traditional way? Like, really, overall, man, bread does not seem that hard to make. I just don't want to waste a bunch of stuff and a bunch of time, and I probably will the first couple times I make it, and I don't want to. Proof in a bowl and proof in a tin. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the tin's the second one. Yep. I was sitting there trying to think about the recipe. And honestly, I'm just lazy, dude. I mean, ain't no need in lying about it. I'm just lazy. I would kind of like to have Field 9 just because it's right here, but I kind of don't need any more land. Not right now, anyway. I mean, it may get to the point... Well, I say I don't need any more land. I don't need any more land on this end. Like, I've got all the crop fields I need. I'm going to get 14 just because it's nice and flat. But I want 1, 2, and 3 down here because I can do chaff on these two, do chaff on these two, or maybe just save this and move all my cow pens down here, move the whole production down here for cows, and keep all this down here just for crops, right? Just for some money. But have grass on these two and then chaff on these two, and I would have way more hay and silage than I could want for a while, I think, if I did it that way. Probably not a bad idea, to be honest. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think I need any more fields on this end. Just for crop, just for money, and then just for straw for the cows. I think I'm good. I'll rotate this out, do soybeans this year, and then do like barley or wheat or oats or something next year, just to have, and then, you know, keep the straw as well. I think I'm probably good. I just got to figure out a good rotation now that I've got all this land built up. So
a new follower.
8 Giga Cam, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Welcome. Yeah, I just got to figure out the kind of the rotation I want to go with and what's going to be the most useful, I think. But definitely doing something with straw, so I can get that straw rotation in every other year or something. Or maybe splitting them up after this year too, because I got sorghum on field 7 and barley on field 30. Or if I do soybeans next year on field 7 and 30, and then do oats on the other 3 fields, I think I can make a good rotation back and forth with oats and soybeans back and forth, or barley and
That's
whatever.
a new follower.
Trebek can suck it. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. I like the name. But yeah, I think flip-flopping the fields like that would be my best bet. That'd give me a little bit of straw every year, and then some years I would get this, massive amount of straw off of my big field and then the smaller field. So you grew up on homemade bread when you moved to the city on your own. You'd make it 2 years of store-bought before I started making it myself. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Gargoyle? Like, the older I've gotten, man, the more I'm just like, I don't like anything that says enriched, right? You look at the back of it and it's just chemicals, which incidentally I ate a tomato sandwich for lunch today, using some of those enriched slices of bread. If I had made homemade bread this weekend, I could have had a nice homemade bread tomato sandwich, which would have been fantastic. I'm being lazy. Great skit, but rip now. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, man. Alex Trebek was probably changed a lot of people's lives, right? I mean, if they really listened to him outside of the show, of course. But super nice guy. Didn't agree with everything he said, but definitely had some good life lessons, especially after he got diagnosed with cancer. But great skit for sure. Yeah. Only need one sandwich. I don't eat a whole lot during the day anyway, man. Like today I actually splurged and I did some sauteed mushrooms and a tomato sandwich for lunch, and did half a cup of rolled oats, honey, and blueberry this morning for breakfast. So, but yeah, I typically don't eat a whole lot during the day anymore, man. Like, I'm trying to cut down on calorie intake, carb intake. Yeah, sauteed mushrooms, a little tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and mushrooms and salt, and tomato sandwich. It was actually pretty good, man. Like, I was like, I don't know how well it's going to go together, because I was just eating sauteed mushrooms. I ate that for like 2-3 weeks. I would eat it, once or twice a week or something, and that would be my lunch. And a couple of fried eggs, nothing else for breakfast, or oats and honey and blueberries for breakfast. So I swapped those out. I started doing oats when eggs went to $75 for 6. Exaggeration, of course, but you get the idea. But yeah, I'm just trying to cut back, man. Like, I don't burn a whole lot of calories during the day. I do my little exercises in the morning, but it's not a lot. It's like 15-20 minutes exercise in the morning. That's it. And then I pretty much sit here. Once I get the standing desk built, I'll go back to eating whatever I want. I'll literally be on my feet for 6 to 8 hours, and then sitting here for a couple, and then go cook dinner, or I'm on my feet for another hour and a half. So, be a completely drastic, huge change from what I'm doing and have been doing for the past 3 years. Speaking of which, this week it's been 3 years since the last show I did calling my sound gig full time, and this part time. It's been 3 years since I've been doing this full time. Crazy. It was this past weekend, 3 years ago, that I got a phone call on my way to the rehearsal. And I had just left the house. And they told me the event was canceled and that all further events that they could think of in the next month or so were canceled. And then as the weeks went on, I got more and more phone calls about more and more events being canceled. Indefinitely. They didn't know when they would come back. So 2020 was a complete bust. 2021 picked back up. 2022 skyrocketed for him, apparently, for the guy that I work for the most. Yeah, and that was the thing too, Gargoyle. Having a couple of chickens wasn't going to do us any good. I mean, having 20, having 30, yeah. But having 5 or 6 chickens, unless you've got a source for feed already, unless you've got tons of, scrap veggies and stuff sitting around, corn and whatnot, like, it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, that would really just be to supplement. You wouldn't just feed them that all the time, right? I mean, so you'd still have to buy feed. Oh, dang it, I hit that sign again. The county needs to move that sign to the other side of the road. I run over that thing every time we do this field. Need about 30 chickens to break even. If you go together, if you get together with your neighbor, share eggs, yeah. I mean, and we would have. Our neighbors, we're very close with them, so at least one of our neighbors anyway we're very close with, so I think we could have done okay with it. It would have still been a lot, but I think we've been okay with it. Oh, so Gargoyle, Miss Deuce saw this thing. So we had an above ground pool. Sorry, we had an above ground pool, 2018 or so, and it just got too much to keep up with. We let it go downhill. Frogs ended up making it their home, and like, I don't know, I can't tell you how many tadpoles we pulled out of that pool. I'm gonna be honest, dude. It was thousands, and we left it for like 3 months, and we had thousands of tadpoles in that thing. But either way, we broke it down and we ended up throwing it out, and I threw the rest of it out the other day. Because we were trying to decide what we were going to do with it, and we ended up just throwing it out because we realized the liner had gotten dry rot and all that kind of stuff. And Miss Deuce found this greenhouse idea, and people have done it, to use the half of the outside of the pool on each end of the greenhouse. And we've got plenty of plastic. We just need to buy some mesh to throw over it. And then throw some plastic over it. We've got plenty of plastic, clear plastic, to use for the greenhouse. Make a greenhouse with it. Yep. So I think this weekend, if it's nice out, because it's supposed to be down in the freezing weather again this week. And actually, I got a freeze warning on my little Windows weather thing right now. It's not freezing out right now, but it's going to be tonight. But yeah, this weekend I think I'm going to get out there and put that thing together and see what we can come up with. And I've been talking about making a little greenhouse for a while. You guys know that. But yeah, dude, I was like, that's perfect. That's perfect, because I don't want to throw it out if we can reuse it, right? So yeah, there's a lot more work with chickens than what I thought there would be. This is the reason we never did get them. Miss Deuce was like, there's a lot more work with chickens than you think. And I was like, no, they can't be that hard, right? Just let them out in the yard. No, not the case. The noise, yeah, and where we're at, I mean, we're right up against, 3 other houses, man. It just wouldn't work. So, but yeah, there are a few out there in the prairies that have done that. Those above grounds do not last long here. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, and here, once you drain them, it's so weird, man, because I feel like stuff like that just dry rots, the liner or whatever. I feel like it just dry rots super quick, and it may be what it's made out of. It could be the heat. I don't know, but it feels like dry rot just happens instantly. So, but yeah, we ended up having to throw the rest of it out. We kept I got the legs and stuff out there. I'm going to put together this weekend and see how it goes. So, the UVs, yeah, which is why drinking out of plastic bottles is harmful, people. Microwaving plastic is also harmful. I still drink out of plastic water bottles, though, when I have to. Which is pretty much any time I'm out somewhere. Don't really have an option. See you, Celtic. Have a good one. Yeah, there's nothing we can do now. I think by our age, Gargle, I think we've all grown up on plastic ware, right? Whether it be bottles or whatever else. I don't think there's anything we can do about it now. Plastic in the bloodstream these days. And we're out. Okay. That's okay, because I don't think we filled up completely anyway. I think we emptied that tank. I think, though, I'm going to pick this up and finish this up tomorrow afternoon because I'm out of time, and again, I got to get started. I'm doing a quick chili, but still, I still got to get started on it. So I'll pick this up tomorrow afternoon, and we did some good today, though. We made a lot of progress. We got everything planted, so everything's in the ground. We got one big field of sorghum, which is this one right here, field 7. It's this massive. This is a massive field for me because this is the biggest field we've tried to work, and then we've got soybeans. Soybeans back behind field 7 right here at the top where it says finish work. That corner right there, that's soybeans. The green back over that direction, that's barley, I think. We got soybean, soybean, soybean right up top there, and then right here we got sorghum. So we got a lot of crops coming. We got our grass rolled, got everything baled up, which is nice. So did a lot of good today. A lot of good today. I'm 90% plastic. Yeah, man, me too. Me too. I mean, I've got a Bubba cup, and it's just, it's that really hard plastic stuff. But yeah, pretty much the same thing. But if you're watching later on YouTube, remember you can follow over on Twitch. You'd be thankful because I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. I mean, 3,000 followers, and we're at 2785, doing pretty good. My main YouTube channel is youtube.com/DoSomeMess. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers there. I'm at 96 and some change, so go subscribe over there. Give me some help. I play stuff other than Farm Sim on my main channel, so come hang out with me. Check out my Pixel Deuce Plays channel for anything Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, Dinkum related, Minecraft even. I appreciate you guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow back on YouTube for Contraband Police Simulator, I think it's called. Courtesy of Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. Much appreciated for the gifted game. I'm going to check that out tomorrow at around 1 p.m. Eastern Time, youtube.com/DoSomeMess. If you're watching this on YouTube later, then check the channel and come hang out for the next live stream. I appreciate you guys. Later, folks.